Okay, I'm live now. Huh, guys. Okay, so I think this should resolve the problem, and we should be having a clear communication now. Uh, Ravi, Abhishek, let me know if you can hear me clearly. Okay, Rashmi has joined us. Hi, Abhishek, can you hear me clearly? Partha, hi,
Partha,
can you
hi,
hear me
can
clearly?
you hear me?
I don't know.
I don't know. Once
Once we both
once we
join,
both
then
join,
there is an
then
echo.
there
But
is an echo.
when
But
I'm
when
the
I'm
only
the
person,
only
there is
person,
no echo.
there is no echo.
It happens sometimes. Never mind. I think we should go ahead with it. What do you suggest?
Sure,
Because
sure, sure.
the
So
audience has been really
Sure, sure,
trying.
sure.
let's go
So
ahead.
let's go ahead.
Let's ensure we
Let's
cover
ensure we
key
cover
topics,
key
key
topics,
areas.
key areas.
A quick
A
introduction.
quick introduction.
Uh,
Uh,
Rashmi Saha is
Rashmi
already an
Saha is
expert
already
with
an
us.
expert with
She
us.
is the
She
founder
is
of
the
Mukty
founder of
Mission.
Mukty
We're going
Mission.
to
We're
cover
going
a
to
lot
cover a lot
about what
about
Mukty
what
Mission is.
Mukti mission is.
She is a TEDx
She is a
speaker.
TEDx speaker.
She is a
She
Rich
is a
Karamgir
rich
Award.
Karamgir Award.
She is a
She is
motivational
an
speaker
motivational speaker and
and NLP practitioner.
NLP practitioner.
So, Rashmi,
So,
the kind of
Rashmi,
conversation
the
that we
kind
are
of
going to do
conversation that we
today
are
is
going to
going
do
to be
today
about
is going to be
menstrual
about
hygiene
menstrual
and how
hygiene and how
mental health
mental
is
health
affected
is
and how we can
affected
take care of
and
that.
how we can take care of that.
So, tell us a little
So, tell us a
about
little
yourself.
about yourself.
Why,
Why,
why would you
why
start
would
Mukti
you start
Mission and
Mukti
what
Mission
are you
and
doing
what
there?
are you doing there?
Sure. So once again, thank you so much, Neha, and thank you so much our audience who has been, you've been there and coping with the technical glitch that we are having.
Yes.
About
Yes.
me, yes. So you have said a lot about me. Thank you so much for all that. So yes, I'm a person, who believes in living life to the fullest, and I'm quite observant when I am around people. I have had this. Interest, habit, hobby, whatever you call it, to observe whatever is going around and to grasp it. And if at all there is something where I make sure that I be a part of it. And I guess Mukti mission is somewhat related to the same idea and the same part of me and my life. As a life coach, as I told you, I've been traveling a lot all across India, going to different places. It could be there were towns that I visited, cities that I visited. So when a woman travels, she, you might realize this as well, and a lot of people who are listening to us, they might realize when a woman is traveling, it's not an easy task. You have so many agendas, you have so many inhibitions in your mind already. You're scared, you have a lot of fear in you. Also, a lot of practical issues like toilets is one of them. And especially once you're menstruating, when you're in period, it becomes really difficult. I have been observing all this and being a part of all this. Also, as I grew up to be a woman and I started menstruating, there were so many ideas around periods. And somehow, me being the kind of rebel that I am, I could never make peace with it. I used to bug my mom always. Why is this? ऐसा क्यों होता है? The taboos, the basic taboos around periods. पूजा नहीं करना है, अच्छा नहीं छूना है, etc. So I used to like, क्यों, why? And as I grew up, we started, because I used to bother her so much, so she also started understanding, okay, क्यों होता है, क्या होता है. And I think we collectively started learning about it. Okay, this could be the reason, finding the scientific reasons behind it. And so, everything collated. And as a life coach, when I was traveling and reaching out to people, youth, basically from colleges, people like us from corporates who have seen it all, who have been through a lot of things in life and we know how to solve it, yet we were in problems. I realized there's one sector which is being untouched, and there's no one who's reaching out to them. So rural sector, because no one is inviting me there or anyone like me there, right? So I thought to complete the circle, I need to reach to that part of the society as well. But again, when you go as an individual, it's not an easy task to do. So you have to have, structure around it. So that's why I started Mukti Mission, and the two basic causes that I wanted to work on was menstrual hygiene and mental health, because two things ये दोनों चीजें ऐसी हैं जिनके बारे में हमारी कंट्री में बात नहीं होता है. They're considered more of a stigma, taboo, and you don't have the right to talk about it because, nahi, zip it up, as simple. And so I took this, initiative to reach out to people and talk about it and create awareness and maybe grow a little more.
So,
So,
current
with your
experience,
current experience,
expose us to
expose
kind of
us to kind of
experiences
experiences
that you have been
that you
through.
have been through.
I mean,
I mean,
we as young
we
girls
as young girls
definitely go
go
through
through
पूजा नहीं करना
पूजा
है,
नहीं करना
अचार
है,
नहीं छोड़ना
अचार
है,
नहीं छोड़ना
lot
है,
of other
lot
stuff
of other stuff
किचन में नहीं जाना
किचन
है.
में नहीं जाना है.
Uh,
Uh,
I personally have
I
not gone
personally
through
have not
all of
gone
that.
through all of that.
Maybe because
Maybe
I was
because
raised in a
I was
nuclear
raised in a
family
nuclear family
and
and my parents were working.
my mother
My
was
mother
not working,
was
but
not
still,
working, but still,
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I
have not
personally
gone
have
through
not
that.
gone through
But
that.
a person
But
who
a
goes through
person who
that,
goes
what
through
is
that,
it like?
what is it like?
Of course. Yeah, when we talk about the myths and the taboos related to periods and menstruation, trust me, what I have realized so far, it's not about people who are not exposed to literacy, people who are from rural background, because we have this mindset, कि सिर्फ उनको नहीं पता होगा. But I want to clarify here, when it comes to taboos and myths, trust me, I have spoken to very educated, so-called educated people who are working, people from an urban background or metro background, and they still have some notions which have no scientific base behind whatever they think about periods. Okay, like I have heard a lot of educated women talk कि periods से जो खून निकलता है वो गंदा खून होता है. Okay, they're educated women who have studied biology, who have raised kids and everything. Now, I would not say that there's anything wrong on that part. It's just about they never spoke about it. And एक notion, एक idea जो था, that kept on circulating, and no one cared to question it. We never cared to go back to our own education where we were told, or maybe even that time we were not told, because we all know, how biology classes were, or how biology classes are. They are more of curiosity busters for us. हमारा वहाँ पर curiosity kill होता है, वो भी बहुत थोड़ा सा as a youngster. We don't get to know the real deal. We don't get to know about human body. We don't get to know how human body works. So yes, taboos and myths, it's there. It's just that who follows what. Also, I would say, because me being me, I don't have the right to force anyone not to follow anything. It's a belief. And as a person, as a human, I believe कि मुझे कोई हक नहीं बनता है कि मैं किसी के belief को खत्म करूं. Yes, what I can do is I can give you the aspects of the same belief. You should know what you're following. That's all. And as young people, जब मैं उनके पास जाती हूँ, when I go to schools and colleges, I try then you have these options. This is the logic behind. You are free to choose what you want. If you want to pray, if you want to go to do a puja or worship, it's your choice. But at least if someone asks you कि क्यों नहीं करना है या क्यों करना है, you should have the answer. That's the kind of empowerment that I believe in. So yes, I have heard really weird, crazy, funny things. बहुत जो basic जो myths और taboos है, जो मैंने एक तो बताया कि ये गंदा खून होता है. But it is not ganda khoon, I must tell on this video, because it's the blood that comes out when our inner lining of the uterus is getting distorted,
Right.
Right. So it's just the blood, right? Taboos, yes, like you're supposed to stay inside the house. अगर आपके periods हो रहे हैं तो आपके लिए अलग room. लेकिन again, हर चीज के पीछे logic है. Each and everything has a logic behind. No one questions, Like I'll bust this myth, So there are communities where they say, if you're menstruating, आपको घर के अंदर नहीं रहना है, आपको घर के बाहर रहना है.
Rashmi,
okay, I'll take a pause
okay,
here.
I'll take a pause
Can
here.
you try
Can
on
you
your
try in your phone
I can do that.
quickly?
quickly?
You can grab it.
You can grab it.
Okay, so now
Okay,
if I'm
so now if I'm speaking,
there's still an echo.
there is still an echo.
I don't know what.
I don't know what's
The same setup.
the same setup as
Day before.
day before.
Okay.
Okay. Uh,
There's a lot of disturbance, I believe, right?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's the same setup for me.
What I did
What I did before
I don't
yesterday.
know what is
I don't know
the
what.
new element here that I have added. I have no idea. Okay, I think now the voice is clear. Do we have the same echo? Rashmi, can you hear me? Okay, let her come back. Her connectivity is buffering. Okay, yes. Can you
Is
hear
it
me
any
now
better?
better?
Yes, I can hear
Yes,
you.
I think the echo is gone. Yes, finally. Okay.
Oh, it was from my end. Oh my God. And I thought, anyway, so okay, fine. Resuming the
Okay.
conversation. Yeah. Yes,
Yes.
please.
So let's come back quickly to menstrual hygiene and some of the taboos. So the question which I threw to you was, for me, I've never experienced something like this. So tell me how the exposure around, you know, किचन में नहीं जाना है या फिर खाना नहीं बनाना है, चाट नहीं छूना है, भगवान जी को नहीं पूजा नहीं करनी है, all these things, why is it coming and why we as an educated women, why are we accepting it?
Exactly. So as I said, as I mentioned, earlier as well, all these things started because of a reason. बहुत पहले, when we didn't have sanitary products as we have now. We have enough of them, right? We have a good list of sanitary products that we use, and it becomes very easy for us to walk around, do our daily chores when we are menstruating. पुराने जमाने में ऐसा नहीं होता था. A woman, when she was bleeding, she she was uh, she was open, and there were no concepts of sanitary pads or clothes or even for that matter undergarments, as I believe. Okay, so and because the area was exposed and there were chances of bacterial infections and all, so they were asked to stay safe, not mingle with a lot of people, go out and stay safe, and then come back to the normal life after 5 years. Now, what happened? एक छोटा सा example, very simple example. Suppose there is, we are in a room and the room is full of kids, okay? And एक छोटा बच्चा वो बार-बार बाहर जाने की कोशिश करता है. उसको नहीं जाना है लेकिन बाहर जाने की कोशिश करता है. What do we do as a mother or as a guardian? We tell that बच्चा को बोलते हैं कि बाहर मत जाओ, बाहर बिल्ली है. उसके लिए वो बिलीफ बन जाता है that there is a cat outside and if I go, the cat will bite me. What this kid does, वो सारे बच्चों को ये बोल देता है कि पता है बाहर मत जाना, बाहर बिल्ली है, बाहर बिल्ली खा जाएगी हमें. No one cares to know that whether there was a kitten outside or not. यही कॉन्सेप्ट आई थिंक हमारे जितने भी सुपरस्टिशंस हैं, लॉजिक सब चीज के पीछे है. लॉजिक इसमें भी था क्योंकि बच्चे को हम बाहर जाने से मना कर रहे थे क्योंकि वो बाहर जाएगा तो कुछ और प्रॉब्लम हो सकती थी. बट ना बच्चे ने समझा, ना बच्चे ने जिसको बताया उसने उसको समझा. नाउ दिस साइकोलॉजी स्टेज विथ अस and we start believing. Trust me, everything has a logic behind it, but we never questioned it. So this is why I kept on following, and it's about belief. अगर मुझे मेरी मम्मी ने कहा है तो out of 10 people, how many women would dare to question their mothers? Because mothers are the most trustworthy people in our lives. So this is how it grows, Neha. This is how it has been.
So with decades and n number of decades, now we are in 2020. How do you see the current scenario and the awareness amongst us as women?
I'll tell you, I'm really, really happy. So speaking just about Mukty Mission, I started it 3 years back, and the changes that I see now in and around me, trust me, the word period, I can utter anywhere and everywhere in my circle. When I am about to have my PMS, periods, and I am PMSing, trust me, my whole circle knows, be it my family, be it my friends, or be it, people who know me or who should know me. Why? Because first of all, I need people to understand that what a woman goes through when she is around periods or when she is going through PMS. Okay, because it's not a tough, easy time for a lot of women. Some women don't, face a lot of symptoms, but for a few women, especially when I talk about myself, my emotions, my hormones are haywire that time. And in your personal circle, it gets little difficult because these are people you can count on, right? So we should know about it. and people around. So yes, they're talking about it now. I can see men talking about periods. I can see women coming up and trying to know about it. They want to join Mukti mission. So and also, let's say this example: if we can have a call, if we can have a video interview where people are joining. It's an open interview, and people can join to listen us about periods. I think that's a change in it itself. Otherwise, remember the times where we had sanitary pad advertisements and they were like,
Cover में
hush, and
newspaper में
yes,
pack होके आता था.
yes, yes.
Amazing, amazing.
So yes,
So,
we were growing good.
okay. I remember, I have an elder brother, and I used to tell him, I think every alternate month to go to the shop and bring with specifications, XL or which size I want, every specification, and he was quite okay with that. So,
Yeah.
my point here is, with men, maybe they're not aware or they feel awkward, maybe because
Yes.
they're not exposed to these kind of conversation, and then somebody all of a sudden tells them they feel awkward. Should I be part of this conversation or not? So the
Yes.
point which I'm making here is, do you think women in the family should come up with these conversations more so that that awkwardness is gone? The
Yes.
son in the family knows what it is, connects to what it is, and he knows how he has to handle her sister's emotion.
It's very much required, I'll tell you. It's just that, what measures are we taking? हम किस तरीके से उस बात को प्रेजेंट कर रहे हैं? Now, every family has a different set of belief system. Every family works in a different way. हर family में family members उतने comfortable नहीं होते हैं. कहीं-कहीं बहुत ज़्यादा comfortable होते हैं. Okay. So, the idea is awareness. पता होना चाहिए. आप चाय के ऊपर चर्चा करने की जरूरत नहीं है आपको कि किसके पीरियड्स कैसे हो रहे हैं, लेकिन अगर किसी को प्रॉब्लम हो रही है घर में या फिर किसी को जरूरत है, तो ऐसा ना हो कि उस घर की फीमेल किसी से बोलने में शर्माए कि ओके आई कैन नॉट टॉक अबाउट इट बिकॉज द अदर पर्सन इज नॉट गोना अंडरस्टैंड बिकॉज द अदर पर्सन नेवर न्यू अबाउट इट, और इवन इफ ही न्यू आई डोंट नो वेदर ही नोज और नॉट, so awareness, just like sex education, periods, they go hand in hand. A proper set of basic information is required, I believe, for everyone's good. तो जिस तरीके से हम लड़कियों को जब भी बताया जाता है when we are reaching menarche and or we are having our first periods, we are told about it, basic information. So वहां से शुरू कर सकते हैं. और let's say like initially like 30 years back or 20 years back, I remember sanitary pad was like, I don't know, a bomb or maybe some drug that no one is supposed to see, जैसे दिखता था उसको छुपा दिया जाता था. So now what we can do is someone, if at all it is there in the open, and if a boy asks what is it, you can tell them, छोटा छोटा information, rather than उसको छुपा करके कहीं दूर भेज दो, बच्चे के दिमाग में curiosity छोड़ करके, rather than that we can tell that person, that kid about कि this is something, the way, understanding कि वो किस उम्र में है, उसका क्या है. I think awareness is required, and as they grow they have to be told more. Now there is another thing why I need to tell this, because बहुत बार क्या होता है ना, lot of times formal education doesn't work. How it works, I'll tell you. So suppose I have a son and I am not feeling well about periods, I need to I need to be vocal about my own troubles first, that okay, I'm not feeling well, I am not, when he grows and he'll see कि मम्मी हर महीने या बहुत frequently ये नहीं होती है, उसके दिमाग में curiosity आएगी. फिर curiosity को curb करना है कैसे? By telling him, giving him little, कि this is something that happens to me every month and I go through this. Meanwhile, he is 13 or 15 or 16, he'll understand because तब तक उसके education ने भी उसको help कर दिया है, and he is understanding the emotional part of it. That's what makes an aware man in the family. That's what I believe.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm talking about myself because I've been into the extreme part of it, and for me sometimes, when even when I'm not bleeding, but I have the mood swing, my husband will be like, "Are you bleeding?" So they know the mood swing,
Yes.
and
Yes,
then they
yes.
come up with their own logic. Okay, what's wrong with you? And one of them is being, "Are you bleeding?" So tell us
Yeah.
the mood swings, the hormonal
Mood
changes.
swings.
how
Yes.
it affects us as a person and the way we react towards it.
Exactly. And Neha, this is the point where I would want to connect menstrual hygiene, menstrual health and mental health. Because of the taboos, हम लोग इतना आसानी से बोल देते हैं. The problem with we people is acceptance, which is supposed to be our strength, हम उसको अपना weakness बना लेते हैं. What we have to accept, make an acceptance, हम उसमें नहीं करते. We don't accept our life, we don't accept our bodies, but the problems that come with us, हम लोग उसको एक्सेप्ट कर लेते हैं कि ठीक है, लेट इट बी. ये तो औरत होने के नाते मेरा धर्म है पेन सहना. बट नहीं, पेन आप सह सकते हैं, लेकिन पेन की भी एक लिमिट होती है. And pain is not always physical pain. Just think about it, Neha, and I would, ask our audience as well, whoever, we have women in the audience as well. Just think about every month when you're menstruating, आपके दिमाग में क्या क्या चीजें चलती हैं. कहीं आपको स्टेन ना लग जाए, कहीं आपकी तबीयत ज्यादा खराब हो गई, आपको किसी को बताना ना पड़ जाए, कहीं ऐसा ना हो जाए कि यू रन शॉर्ट ऑफ सैनिटरी पैड्स एंड नो वन इज अराउंड. एंड दीज आर द वेरी बेसिक थिंग्स. इसके अलावा what hormones is doing to your body, you have to take care of that also. You're feeling angry, you're feeling like crying, you feel like fighting with someone, you're feeling like being hugged, and you're feeling like being cared. आपको लग रहा है कि कोई आपको आके आपके लिए हॉट सूप या चाय बना के दे दे, लेकिन नहीं, आपको you have to work. Especially for females, why situation ज्यादा बढ़ जाती है, because उनको household भी देखना पड़ता है, उनको job भी देखना पड़ता है, and then they have to menstruate and they cannot complain. Why? Because if they complain, if they speak up about their problem, तो बहुत सारे families में उनको जवाब सुनने को क्या मिलता है, अरे तुम्हारा तो हर महीने का नाटक है. Think about it. You're going through something so serious and you are being said कि ये नाटक है. Just think about the mental damage it does to you every single month. We try to cope up with that, but is that so easy? No, because we are in pain, we are in problem. And then when someone tells you, also like PMS, when you talk about PMS is not just mood swings. I want to tell this to our audience. PMS is just not mood swings. PMS is a list of things that a woman goes through. Your hormonal changes, your backache, leg ache, cramps, vomiting, nausea, loose motions, constipation, eating disorder, sleeping disorder, crying, fatigue. So these are the things that a woman go through even before periods, and then you have to act normal, you have to perform a normal life. और इसमें कितना ज्यादा आपको मेंटल फोर्स लगता है, ये जो करने वाला है उसको ही पता है. So that's where थोड़ा करके it starts impacting your why do we say that when you reach 35 or when you're 40 you are a cranky old woman? Why do you keep saying, when we women get कि बहुत nagging हो गई हो, बहुत complaining हो गई हो? क्योंकि reason है, सामने वाले ने कभी समझा नहीं कि उसके पीछे reason है. What if हमें नाटक, complain, mood swings, PMS के मजाक के अलावा कोई आके बोल दे it's okay, don't worry, relax. Don't you think that one day will be just awesome for us? And हमारे periods जब खत्म हो जाएंगे, when we come out of that phase, we will not only be in the best of our moods, but in best of our health and emotions also, because our family is supporting us. So we will try and make extra efforts to support our family as well. Think about it. This is how it works. Yes. So that's why mental health it was one thing which I added into this कि हमें अपना mental health के बारे में सोचना सबसे पहले जरूरी है, उसके बाद ही कोई उसको सोच पाएगा.
Let us come to the solution part of it. No, give us a little more. So we have guys as well in the group. I want them to be a little more aware towards it. So they might have sister, mother, or wife at home. What is PMS for those who don't know?
Okay. Yes. Okay. So PMS stands for premenstrual syndrome. Okay. Simple as the name suggests. Menstruation से पहले it depends 3 to 7 to 10 days. हर इंसान का अपना cycle होता है. Your body starts showing symptoms. So 80% of females face it, 80% don't. Even people who are facing it, sometimes they also don't. Our body is weird. So yes.
sometimes
yes,
we
so
kind of adapt to those feelings, and it's like okay, and we are like okay with that.
yes, like cramps. We all have cramps. I think आधी महिलाओं के लिए तो ये symptom होता है. This is like an alarm. When you start having cramps in your lower abdomen, you realize कि okay, I'm going to have my period. So again, जैसे आपने कहा, we adapt with it. So it's okay, fine. We are having a backache. It's fine. We can go ahead with it. But what happens is sometimes the mood swings, which is one part of PMS. Okay. So let me list down what PMS is. So premenstrual syndrome, symptoms and syndromes that our body and a woman faces before periods. 3, 5, 7 days before it. Again, as I mentioned, list is long. It starts from basic cramps, stomach ache, lower abdominal ache, backache, your thigh hurts. A lot of women feel nauseatic, like I do. Unnecessarily. You feel like you want to vomit. Tenderness in breasts. A lot of female go through, immense breast pain. In the times of their life. So this is one very common symptom, your breast pain. A lot of female, they come across constipation and loose motion. So digestive issues is one another physical symptom. Sleeplessness. You cannot sleep because again the hormones are your body temperature increases, but that's not a symptom. But yes, it is a part of it. Your basal temperature increases. You feel mood swings, which is dangerous. You feel like crying. You feel like talking to no one. Sometimes if someone is going through another sadness or depression, this adds to it a lot of times. So yes, that's another symptom. And yeah, I think these are the symptoms that we have around PMS. Sorry?
Vomiting.
Yeah, so nauseatic. Some people vomit. Again, it depends upon the threshold. Some people like I get a very icky feeling, so I would rather try to eat something or maybe eat not something which makes me feel allergic. So yes, nauseatic feeling is there.
Sure.
Loss of appetite, a lot of other things. So these are just symptoms which is related to PMS. Now what happens is this is before periods. So after this, lot of symptoms subside. Like once you start your PMS, you start start menstruating. It might happen that you are left with just your pains and no hormonal issues. But again, it's a different uncomfortable zone. So it works like that. The dynamics is different with different women. That's what I would say. But yes, the last thing that I would want to say is people around women who are going through PMS या जो menstruate कर रही हैं, they should understand that the woman is going through some issues and they should be cooperative. They should be supportive. Support the female. If she is your wife, if she is your mother, if she is your sister, whoever, girlfriend, whatever, I would request the men to be a little supportive when a woman is going through PMS or periods. Try to understand the signs,
Okay. I would suggest girls to be a little more open about it. Tell
Open
them
about it.
they can't read your minds. The hormonal changes that we are going through, we are going through.
Yes.
They don't know about it. So be open about it. Talk about it. Tell them what you are going through. Ask them for a hot water bag if you need it. Ask them for your company, for their company if you need it. Ask them. And I'm sure they love you and they will be there. So guys, next time when your lady in the house, maybe your sister, mother, girlfriend, partner, wife, anybody in the house, if there is a mood swing, check with them, tell them it's okay, and maybe hug them. See what you can do. You can't take away the pain, but your company, the hug, the warmth it just makes us feel better. Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
So, what's the craziest thing that you've come across?
Craziest thing around periods? So yes,
so see, you're into this as a professional, right? And definitely, when you work in urban or rural areas, but also with literate and illiterate people. So what are some of the stories that moved you to take a pause and think, okay, ye kya tha?
Exactly. And trust me, the examples that I'm going to share with you, they are all positive examples. And I would want this to reach out to more and more people because we have a notion that people from villages or rural areas, they are not aware about it. Let me just tell you, it's about a personal belief. So a few examples, like one of the first examples that I had was, I'll cover it in very short. It was Shivratri and we were having a session, Shivratri and Valentine Day. So there was an event organized around menstrual hygiene and we were supposed to have this workshop. We were not able to get these females because everyone busy doing puja. So we finally thought we have wasted a lot of time and we waited the whole day. We thought we're going to grab these women in the temple premises as well, itself. So we went there. They were coming out of the temple after their puja and all. We asked them that we're going to have a session here. It's fine. They waited, we had a session, we spoke about awareness and everything, and we distributed sanitary pads. You won't believe a lot of females, they kept that pad in their puja ki thali. And I asked them, कि दीदी आप ऐसा कर रही हैं कोई आपको कुछ बोलेगा नहीं क्या ये तो because it was an outrageous thing. Think about it for an Indian society. Yes. So I have pictures also. So if you'll visit my pages and so you'll see there. What she tells me, I was like, wow. She tells me कि ये भी तो भगवान ने ही दिया है ना periods और इसमें जो cotton use किया है उसका तो दिया भी बनता है तो it's the same thing use नहीं किया है ना ये तो open नहीं है ये तो packet है तो उसको तो रख ही सकते हैं. The confidence that female had, the way she portrayed it, seriously, I lost my heart to her and immense respect for her and everyone because most of them believe the same way. Similarly, recently I had this session in some of the villages again close to Ranchi it was, and while returning we were talking to a lot of men, women who were gathering there because after a session in the school, we got hold of few men who were coming and we started talking about periods and all. They were so happy and they got so excited and so supportive. They said, "Ma'am, आप ना वापस से आइए और वापस से सेशन कीजिए सिर्फ आदमी लोगों के लिए कीजिएगा." And हम तीनों, surprisingly, I don't know what, they belong from the same similar field work areas. So one had a tent house, one had an event something organizes one something, and they said, "Ma'am, आप आइए हम लोग organize करेंगे ये तो होना ही चाहिए सबके पास." And I was overwhelmed, Neha, because we keep on saying that men don't open up about it and men from rural areas or villages they won't. So these were the things. Surprisingly, another thing, I was taking a session in a college, okay, where there were female lecturers as well. I saw they were getting uncomfortable. एक-एक करके 2-3 लोगों ने छोड़ दिया वो premises, वो hall को छोड़ दिया और वो चले गए. Yes, they left. Yes. And there were few boys at the end who were trying to create some, menace and something, I went up to them and started talking that why are you not supportive and all. Anyways, on a very lighter note, I asked them, do you know names of any sanitary pad brands and all? He said, no, I don't. Now, I really don't know उसको पता नहीं था या उसको बोलने में शर्म आ रही थी. But both the answers, both the thoughts, वो मेरे लिए क्वेश्चन मार्क था कि अगर उसको शर्म भी आ रही है तो क्यों आ रही है बिकॉज ही इज एन एजुकेटेड गाय पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन का कॉलेज था वो डिग्री कर रहा था एंड इवन इफ ही डजंट नो इट वाज अगेन समथिंग फॉर मी टू बी कंसर्न्ड अबाउट सो यार आई हैव हैड माय शेयर ऑफ interesting experiences and stories. These I really share, because people need to know.
Tell us about #I care for her, the work that you are doing around this, and why do you think it is important, first of all?
Neha, when we talk about empowerment, so I have my kind of definition about empowerment. We cannot talk about women empowerment or men empowerment or youth empowerment, single-handedly. We need to grow together. We need to consider each and every sector and we need to grow together. So this is why when I started working around periods and I was, talking to women and, I realized, if you will not educate men around this, there's no point. Again, एक sector तो पीछे छूट जाएगा उनका information. So that's when I started #I care for her, where I called upon all the men to support periods, and we called them our #heroes. and we try to promote their ideas. Even a picture with a sanitary pad, that's also a very bold thing to do. Coming from the generations that we have, जहाँ पे सैनिटरी पैड रैप आता है, वहां पर अगर कोई आदमी सैनिटरी पैड को पकड़ के फोटो खिंचवा रहा है, तो वो भी बहुत बड़ी बात हो जाती है. So we started, encouraging such ideas so that people open up about it. When they open up, what happens? They get to know about it. When you're opening a pad, you definitely read it, what's there. And then when you read a word, you will ask people, you will try to educate yourself. And then when others see you, they'll try to imitate you. Maybe they'll get encouraged. So yes, that's how the chain continues. This is hashtag I Care for Her campaign.
Okay. And what has been the effect so far? I mean, how do you see the transition and the shift happening?
Amazing. It makes me really, really, really happy. Initially, I used to reach out to men. Now I see men writing poems, men sending pictures, men illustrating, because, men writing some write-ups on an article about periods, and they send it to me, ki ma'am, this is what I feel about it. And they want me to share it to the world. So I see it very positively.
Right. I wanted to cover couple of more aspects around menstrual hygiene, because this has to do with mental health, and if ignored, it also leads to depression in women.
It does.
So tell us more about how is depression related to this?
See, depression again, sometime back I mentioned, you're going through a lot of things. What happens, suppose, let's say, so it's a very basic thing, you get a stain in your skirt, and you're bullied around that, maybe as a child. That thing stays in your mind, that thing remains in your mind. Sometimes maybe, let's say, you are way too tired, way too unhealthy, and no one takes care of you. It somewhere hits your brain. So these are the extremities that I'm talking about, but these are the aspects that people don't think about. Sabko lagta hai it's just, depression, PMS का जो stress है, PMS का जो mood swings है, उसको लोग depression कह रहे हैं, पर ऐसा होता नहीं है, When you're not taking care of something, you don't know what the person is going through. But when you're not taking care of that, what it does to your mind and body, you never know. Sometimes we develop a defense mechanism, a negative defense mechanism around it. Sometimes what happens, okay, let's say, a very simple example. Because menstrual health was not taken care of, and we were supposed to deal with every problem in our past, when those women turned out into, with due respect, I'm not saying this is general, but most of the cases, when they turned out to be mother-in-laws, and when their daughters came in, and if they had problems, realize a lot of, not all, again I'm saying not all, but a lot of mother-in-laws, what did they do? Rather than taking care, because, they had to take care, उन्होंने क्या किया? हमें तो कुछ नहीं हुआ, काम किया है, तुमसे इतना काम नहीं हो पा रहा and all that. So this chain kept on growing, and the mental health also. So it became, I have to go through, so you also have to go through. So this is not a great state of mind, I would say.
Right.
So this is also somewhere, somewhere which needs to be dealt with. If at all we educate people, let's see, mental health is very important. ना कि सिर्फ आपकी next generation की, but आपकी भी. Like, I keep on spoiling my mother and everyone whom I see who have reached that age. Why? Because these women have worked so much for us and our generation that now they need rest. So I keep on telling women who are in their late 50s or early 50s or above that, to take care of yourself now. You don't have to take care of everything in the house. Act like queens, act like princess. You have your kids, you have your mates, So relax, enjoy. So these little things, they impact your mental health in a great way. Think about it, Neha. We women, someday if you're given a time where we don't have to do anything and we can order things, recall that moment, recall that freshness that you feel like a princess, and the confidence that it gives to you, right? So I try to focus on that, and that's what builds up your confidence, your mental health, your emotional health. And when you feel good, you will definitely try to share it with people.
True.
So again, that's how the chain goes.
Yeah. Last time when I had the conversation with you, we had a little longer conversation with respect to identity crisis that women go through.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So share a few minutes on
Yes.
giving us key thoughtful areas around why does this happen and what needs to be done around this.
Sure. So identity crisis is something, some or the other time, in our life, one or the other, we almost, every one of us have gone through this. What happens, specifically, when we are into a relationship, when we get married, okay? So when a woman gets married, she had her own ideas about her life, her dreams, her life choices. When the shift happens, we are not very prepared about it. Although, no one just grows up to get married and have kids. Let's be honest here. As human beings, we have our dreams. As a woman, as a human being, we have our wishes. And somewhere, when we see those wishes, those dreams, those plannings dying or failing, we start questioning ourselves. Now, what are we doing? This is not me. This is not me. Then comes a point where you think, who am I? Am I so? If I give my example, maybe after 3 years of marriage or 2 years of marriage, I start questioning, who is Rashmi? Is Rashmi a wife? Is Rashmi whatever my profession is? Or is Rashmi what she wanted to be? And this question keeps a woman haunting. A lot of women, they take up courage or they act as a rebel and they go and sort this out and they go to the direction they wanted to be in their life. Most of the women, they don't, because again, family is priority. But we don't understand that you cannot make something a priority until unless you prioritize yourself, because you are also a part of the family. And, so again, if you want to distribute, you need to have your own stock first.
Right.
So this is the first measure that we can take around the identity crisis. Sort it out. What do you really want to do in life? What makes you really happy? No one can decide that for you but yourself. Once you decide, you can any which way start working towards that. Also, if you have 2 to 3 things in your priority, which is okay, your family is a priority, your work is priority, and your own wishes, you need to take your family into confidence as well. And then the mutual training part comes into the picture. Be vocal about it. Talk to your partner, talk to your family members, talk to your kids. Once you start prioritizing yourself and people around you start seeing it, they will start respecting it. But not unless you respect it. That's what I say. So if you start with these little things, it will help you cut down that identity crisis a lot, because you're getting what you want. There are no questions. Okay, I wanted to be a traveler. मैं क्या कर रही हूँ घर में? Then travel. So once you start traveling, you'll realize, okay, I'm traveling, so I'm doing what I wanted. So no identity crisis. So this is how we can work towards it.
Okay. So, girls and guys, we are almost towards the end of our session today. I tried to touch upon the basics for the guys and a little deeper aspects for the girls. Definitely, if you have questions, you can share here in the chat window, or you can comment in the comment section. We will pick from there. Few questions, quick questions in terms of rapid fire for you. Rashmi, what are the 3 tips around menstrual hygiene for women?
Take care of yourself. Prioritize yourself. If you're not feeling comfortable, take rest. Please, that is required for your mental and physical health. First. Second of all, your habits are your habits. Just keep yourself safe. Keep yourself, comfortable when it is there. Third thing, let's think about the environment a lot. Let's when you talk about hygiene, तो hygiene सिर्फ personal नहीं, environmental hygiene का भी बहुत ज़्यादा ख्याल रखें. Let's not throw pads, भले वो public toilets हो, चाहे वो जो भी जगह हो. There are people who are picking it up. There are people who are disposing it. Please, let's think about those people. Because we will not be able to. It is our thing, So first, take care of it ourselves, and then think about the environment as well. So 3
What
things.
is the
Yes.
one thing that you think still needs to be broken as per myth?
Okay. If you're missing out periods, you are pregnant. This is not true.
Okay.
So people need to know. Yeah.
Okay. How do you want women to handle more comfortably their periods in terms of making it a little easier and smooth way. 3 tips around that.
Okay, so again, first thing, educate people around you so that they become your support system. Second of all, be prepared for your periods. Have your things. Your hot water bag, your food, your chocolates, or whatever your food cravings are, your emotional supports are. You need to have it. If you think your mood swings are really bad, you need to have few friends or family members जिनसे आप बात करके रो सकें, चिल्ला सकें, and they should not judge you.
3 tips for guys how to handle the lady in the house when they are menstruating.
Okay, guys, it's not an easy thing for us. Please try and understand. Be a little supportive, and आपका थोड़ा सा support आपके आसपास, चाहे वो colleagues हैं, जो भी women हैं, उनकी life बहुत कर देगी. And trust me, the respect that you'll get out of that little support, trust me, nothing can get you, any respect better than that. It's just a different kind of respect and love that you'll get from that female, and it's very constructive. So please help us.
Amazing. That was an interesting conversation, and I'm sure it's going to bring a little shift. Personally, I've not faced it, but what I've heard, few of the things, and I've heard it from many other people as well. I'm sure this is gonna change in this generation, in this digital era. There's no space for such myths and taboos, especially for something when it is going on in the house. And
Yeah.
I don't connect to the reality when you are the only female. So we are right now in the nuclear families now. If you don't have kids, you're just a husband and wife. Who is going to cook them? Who is
Yes.
going to touch
Yes.
the cooker?
Yes.
And who is
Yes.
going to
Yes.
pray? Right? So
True. Yeah.
घर नहीं करना, घर का ये नहीं करना, वो नहीं करना, तो फिर कौन करेगा? I mean, like,
Of course.
these are some of the obvious puzzles, and for me it would be like, chill मारो यार 5 दिन.
Of course. Yeah.
Right. So thank you so much, Rashmi. It was not serious conversation. It was exciting. It was thrilling. It was a very open conversation, I must say. And
Yeah.
it should always be an open conversation. So
Exactly.
Mukti Mission is one initiative that you have had. I wish you good luck. I want to ensure that you come up and bring in more awareness in the society, may it be in whatever segment you want to cater, whether they are literate or illiterate, urban or rural, kids or grown-ups, girls or guys, whatever your mission is. I wish you good luck with that, and I'm sure you're going to nail it. So Rashmi,
Thank you so
you're
much.
already an expert with us at Antwak, and guys, if you want to watch more videos around her journey and the work that she has been doing and the kind of awareness that she is bringing, please download the app. It's Antwak. Our website is antwak.com, ANTWAK. She's already an expert with us, and there's a lot that she has shared with us, and there is a lot that we will be together doing to bring in the expertise and
Sure.
the journey together. So yes,
Sure.
thank you.
So
Yes.
thank you so much, Neha, for having me here. Honestly, it was a great conversation, and I would really want to thank the audience, people who have joined in, and I would really like to take their names and thank them for staying with us. We have had Shekhar, Nitish, Roshini, we had Ujjwal, Kartik, Moni, Gautam, Smita, Motilal, Shri Krishna and Rumpi and Slayer with M, Anusha, and Not Your Muse. Preeti, thank you so much for being with us and, listening to the whole conversation. And I really look forward to, see how this conversation creates an impact, because, it should not just remain as a conversation, but it should actually create some impact. And I would be open for all the questions. If at all you have any questions, anyone who watches this video, you can reach out to me, ravishing_rash, Mukti Mission, anywhere you can PM me, DM me. And if you have any questions around your life, your career, your emotional issues, I'll be happy to help. So, and take very good care of yourself. The audience, Neha, thank you so much for having all the best to you and Antwak. And let's grow together.
Absolutely. We are on a mission to grow together. So
Exactly.
yes, exactly. We'll be growing together. We'll be exploring together, experiencing together, and learning together. Till then, Stay tuned, download the app, watch us on our antwak.com, and we will be coming next with our next Insta Live. Thank you so much, Rashmi.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Keep smiling and stay safe. Bye bye, all of you.
Bye bye.